Chapter 5. Living Together. According to my father, we would be living in my villa. The thing that made me happiest, though, was that Shell's parents insisted she sleep in the same room as me. Of course, those people in their 50s were clearly trying to turn raw rice into cooked rice, forcing us into marriage. But I had already promised my father that I wouldn't touch her before the wedding, so nothing like that would ever happen. I was a man, how could I take advantage of her like that? Still, thinking about that promise now made me feel a little regretful. But for the bigger goal, I had to endure it. Hey, you look tired. Go take a shower, wife. I told you not to call me that. Auntie Hi, please prepare some bath water for my wife. Yes, please follow me, miss. Watching her small figure disappear down the hallway, I went into the bedroom and lay down on the bed, waiting for her. It felt strange. This wasn't the first time I'd shared a bed with a girl, and this time I wasn't even allowed to do anything beyond hugging her. Yet somehow my heart felt restless and excited. Maybe it was because I had to call this unfamiliar girl my wife. Or could it be that I had fallen for her? Like those ridiculous Korean dramas on TV, love at first sight. Impossible. I didn't even know how to love someone. I hadn't even figured out loving myself yet. I was probably just attracted to her because she was pretty. About 20 minutes later, she came back from her shower. She looked surprised when she saw me lying on the bed. If you're sleeping there, where am I supposed to sleep? Right here. I patted the empty space beside me. But Don't tell me you expect me to sleep on the floor. Well, if you're kind enough to do that, it would be wonderful. Look at the four corners of the room. What? What are those? Cameras. Our beloved fathers installed them so they can monitor our progress. Don't worry, they only record video, not sound. If you don't want our contract canceled before it even starts, you'd better cooperate. Oh my God, this place feels like a prison. Yeah, a sweet prison, wife. Anyway, I'm going to shower. Wait for me. Ugh, you're such a creep. No, I'm just a little goat for now. I quickly stepped into the bathroom before I burst out laughing at her confused expression. A clueless little deer wandering into a wolf's den that perfectly described our situation right now. The truth was, I had installed those cameras myself. Well, technically, they had been there for a long time, but none of them actually worked. Back then, some girls I dated didn't want to go to hotels and insisted on coming to my house. But I would never let those kinds of people into my bedroom, especially not my bed. So I installed fake cameras in the corners to scare them away. Sure enough, after seeing them, they would always suggest going to a hotel instead. Wait, what did my wife call me earlier? Did she call me a pervert? Was I really that bad? Well, I was a man. If a man wasn't at least a little like that, people might think he was gay. Meanwhile, she didn't even know what to call this situation. Who in their right mind would send their only daughter to live in the house of a 5-year-old man full of energy and clearly full of mischievous thoughts? That alone was bad enough. But now she had to share the same room, the same bed, and even the same blanket with him. So her parents were trying to force the situation, hoping she'd give up the idea of returning to Canada. But what they didn't know was that she had already written a rule in the contract forbidding him from touching her. She almost laughed. Humans plan, but heaven decides. When I came out of the shower, she was sitting on the bed reading a magazine. Her long hair hung loosely over her shoulders. She was wearing blue Doraemon pajamas and bright red puka slippers. Honestly, she looked more like my 5-year-old niece than someone's future wife. Yet, somehow, she looked incredibly adorable. What are you reading? I sat down beside her. She jumped slightly. Oh, just some fashion magazines I brought from Canada. I'm sleepy. Let's sleep. You're not planning to stay up all night, are you? Remember, we still have to act our roles, even when we're sleeping. I pointed toward the corner of the room. You still have to follow Rule Has-Hone. Okay. She slowly lay down. I reached over and turned off the bedside lamp. She looked very tense, her eyes tightly shut, her expression stiff. I didn't dare touch her. Was this really the first time she had slept next to a guy? Were Western kids actually more conservative than Vietnamese ones? Or did she just hate me? After thinking for a moment, I turned toward the wall, suddenly feeling disappointed. I couldn't sleep all night because of the strange creature lying beside me. She was unbelievably rude. Sleeping next to a stranger, yet she threw her arm over my head and her leg across my body. My patience had limits. I almost didn't mind until, after staying awake nearly the whole night, I finally started drifting off, and she smacked me right in the face. Her small hand landed directly on my beautiful nose. I was furious and turned around, ready to yell at her. But the moment I turned, I saw her slightly parted red lips forming a gentle smile. Her arms slid down from my face to my stomach. She wrapped her arms around me and snuggled closer, whispering softly, "I love you." The worst part was, her eyes were still completely closed. She was dreaming. She was probably dreaming about lying beside her boyfriend in Canada. I suddenly felt annoyed. I was about to push her away. But then she rubbed her head against my chest like a little puppy. Honestly, how could a 5-year-old man resist something like that? If she had already shown that much warmth, then I might as well return it. I wrapped my arms around her small body and held her close. Like that, we slept together until almost noon the next day. Around 11 o'clock, I woke up to a scream loud enough to shake the entire house.